Hey guys, welcome back to Lacquer Lockdown. I've got another cool nail art tutorial for you guys. I'm going to be starting out using UberChic Lacquer's stain blocker instead of peel off base coat because I'm going to want to be doing some buffing on my nail and I don't want it to peel off. So I'm using a non-peeling base to start off with. And then I'm going to go in with Essie's nude color. I think this is called All About Nudes. All the products that I use will be in the info box below, but this is like a nude matte nail polish. It's very streaky. I think it's from their cashmere collection, one of the few of the cashmere collections that I own, and I really noticed it's not very self-leveling, but I was able to get it opaque and corrected in about 2 coats or so. And at the end it's going to be mostly covered up anyway, so it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and top coat that with my favorite top coat Posh ultra fast drying top coat, and once that dries I'm going to get ready to start stamping. So I'm going to put down my non-latex free nail guards, and you guys know I love these so much because they just keep everything from being a larger mess than it potentially could be when you're stamping. They're just like a little bit tough to get down with the tweezers, but once I get it down then it makes cleanup relatively easy compared to before when I was making like my own homemade version. So I really love these. I'm going to be using Moña de Uñas. This is the color Lavender, I believe, number 49, yep. And I'm going to be taking UberChic Plate Moroccan Lifestyle, or the name of the plate is below. And that's the UberChic Clear Jelly Stamper, and you see it transferred perfectly. I'm going to be stamping my nail with that. And then once I get that down, I'm going to come in with the UberChic Magic Dust in Atlantis. I don't know if she still sells this anymore. I purchased these quite a long time ago, like right around the very first launch from UberChic Beauty almost 2 years ago, which is crazy now that I think about it. But you can definitely find another kind of powder or dust. There's so many of them out there that would mimic this, and I'll give you some options in the info box below as well. But just going in, and that tool that I'm using, it's this sort of like powder brush that I found on Born Pretty's website, and I really like it for picking up and pushing dust in. It's just like it's really like a fantastic tool. I'm using One Door no wipe gel top coat, and I really would say for those of you who are wondering if you can substitute for just regular top coat, maybe. I think it might be a little bit more difficult for this step. I would definitely recommend using a gel polish top coat if you can, and if you don't, then you're gonna have to go in and do multiple coats of regular clear polish, because I'm doing this aquarelle watercolor stained look. You really need kind of like a tough base. That's why you see me going in actually twice. I'm top coating my nails twice with the no wipe gel top coat, and then curing it for 90 seconds. And then once it's totally dry, I'm going to take off the latex guard because I'm pretty much finished stamping at this point. But I'm going to need to start buffing out my nail, so I don't want the guard in the way of that process. But I'm left with a really pretty pattern so far. So this is a medium grit Harmon nail file, and I'm just showing you guys like both sides. I'm going to go in with the less rough side first, which is the light pale blue side, and I'm just going to start buffing off that second layer of top coat. Now you see why I didn't want to put a peel off base coat on, because I really need to buff into the nail quite hard. And if you have a very efficient peel off base coat, the whole base will come off, like the nail polish and stamping and everything. So now I'm going to go in. This is Reeves Watercolor Paint, and this is in magenta. I tried to shake this up before I used it, but for some reason it just started putting out all this little like bubbles of liquid instead of the actual paint, which is just you see me trying to like shake it off, and I'm just like, Lord, what is going on with this thing? So then I tried to like take it and shake it up and squeeze it again, and then I got like the barest amount of actual paint. But you know what, it doesn't matter because that water is so dark, it's perfect. So now I'm going to take a Sable Kolinsky brush, and this is the size of that is a 0.0001, and I'm going to go in with my watercolor, and you see my fingers on a paper towel. I'm going to start filling this in just a little bit, and not the whole of it, because the whole point is I really want to be able to put down the first wash, and then I'm going to start taking that color away. So I don't fill out the whole thing, because I sort of want to create a gradient, and I'm going to show you much better and up close in a minute. I just wanted you to see what I'm doing with the towel first. So I dipped my brush in water after I tapped off the paper towel, then touched the paper towel again. Now I'm going to start subtracting color, the color that I laid down, because I do want this to look, to create a what's called a degrade in the color. So you really have to kind of, in order to do that, go back and forth between water and the paper towel, wetting and tapping over, in and out to get the perfect wash. And it takes a little while, but I think that the results of it make it totally worthwhile. You guys may remember, so I'm going to show you up close and I'll talk a little bit. You guys may remember when I did the sort of like cranes, the watercolor cranes tutorial. I'll put a little tab for it somewhere on the screen here so you can see it. That this is the same process that I did then, just coming in with a watercolor paint and then using the brush and water and paper towel to create a degrade, to create what really is just like a gradient within each stamped window. And there's no, I guess I would say there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just a matter of kind of coming in and out, taking your time. If you take off too much, you can always go back in and lay down more color and start again. But I like this effect more. So of course you could take alcohol inks and a little bit of clear top coat and just put that over as a paint, but that doesn't really create the transition that I'm trying to achieve here. It just will apply the color down. Now you can also achieve this effect, let's say you don't have watercolor, with Sharpies and alcohol. You get the same effect, but you will need a sable brush or some kind of brush to take away the color from the center so that you get this nice sort of fading out of color that I'm getting here as I pull, just slowly pulling the watercolor away. So there are a couple methods to achieve this look, and it's really just up to you how much you want to take away and how much you want to apply. So I would leave it totally up to you. I kind of wanted this to be a little more sheer, a little more washed out, and just pretty looking. So I just keep going back in, and like I said, in between each time I'm just tapping my brush on the paper towel and then dipping it in water and then tapping it on the paper towel again, and then I go in and start steepling that color out until I get the effect that I want. So I hope that was clear. If it's not, I can do a whole video dedicated just to how I do watercolor painting on my nails. Just let me know in the comments below. So that's China Glaze Fairy Dust. I want to put a little shimmer over these degraded areas because I think it'll provide an additional nice contrast to the whole look and just make it a little more funky and visually interesting. You definitely don't have to do that, but I think it makes it a little bit more pretty. And then once that is all dry in those areas, I'm just going to come in and try to clean up a little bit because I've got the dust from filing my nail everywhere, and it looks like some pooled clear top coat from the the prior application. So now I'm just going to go back with Posh Ultra Dry and Fast Top Coat once more and just shine up the whole look and complete the whole thing. I don't think that this would look as good matte. So I just think it looks better and you catch the sparkle more when it's shiny. Still got a little bit more cleanup to do, but I love the result of this. It's just lots of contrasting colors. So I'm just going in with my angled Pure Color number 4 and cleaning up a little bit more. And I just changed the colors across all my nails and I was left with this final look. I really love how this turned out. It was so super simple and pretty and clean. I hope you like it and stay tuned for my next video. If you like this, give a thumbs up and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.